Morning from the Lake District. It's been a while. Didn't manage to get out during September because of life stuff, but managed to get out today. And what a day for it. It's cold but beautifully sunny, which is the perfect walking day. So this week we've come to Hartsop. Just parked in the car park there, back at Hartsop, just near Patterdale really. Quite a sizable car park with an honesty box if you wanted to park there. Came here when we did Hartsop Dodd, well 2 years ago now I think, probably before I started the channel actually. So you park there for that as well, and I think it's useful for if you wanted to do the likes of High Street. But today we're doing the Knott, Rest Dodd, the Nab, and lastly, if I can remember it, Brock Crags. So the reason for us coming here today is it's the deer rut, which starts from I think late September up until early November. So we did hear a couple of the deer calls back there at the start, which I didn't catch on camera because I was messing around with the drone. But hopefully as we get further up towards the Nab, there's a place called Deer Forest, which is where, as the name implies, they all congregate. So just going to keep walking up here as we start to ascend the Knott, and keep our eyes peeled, because I think they'll see us or smell us before we get onto them, so got to have a keen eye to spot them. But yeah, pretty hopeful, especially with the weather being as it is. So yeah, we'll see what we can see. So we're just halfway up the Knott now. Not really done much filming because made a bit of an error. Went too far up Hazewater Gill towards Hazewater itself. Realised we couldn't get across, so had to double back on ourselves. Went down to my shins in a bog, and then managed to get across a little footbridge there. So yeah, as you can see, lovely day. You can probably see Helvellyn and stuff, can't see cam, Striding Edge over there, and just Brothers Water at the bottom. You can see just where we parked the car down in Hartsop itself. So the walk up here, it's actually bigger than I thought. I think it's 700 odd meters. I'll put it up on the screen when we get to the top. But yeah, I'm pretty out of breath, as you can hear. Just on the other side there, you can see Hartsop Dodd itself, and again we have heard a few more deer as we've ascended, but still not caught sight of any. They are pretty. Oh, can you hear that? Not sure if this will pick it up, to be honest. But yeah, they are pretty hard to spot. Well camouflaged, unlike us. Hopefully though, when we get to the Nab, it'll give us a good view down into the valley there. We might be able to spy one or two. We'll see. So I'll keep walking up here, pretty decent path. Just out with Key and George, the collie, today. Chris couldn't make it, so he couldn't make it. But yeah, sure they'll be on the next one. Send them plenty of photos from the pub. I've also managed to get the drone up today, which I'm not always able to do because of the wind, or can't do very much, but it's not too bad today. However, my profile wasn't logged in on the DJI app, and it seems to have really restricted the flight movement, so it can only go 30 meters away from me and up to 50 meters high. I can't log in because there's no signal. I couldn't log in down the bottom, but I have just got a bar of signal, so I'll try and log in. Hopefully, if we do see any deer, I can get the drone over nearish to them. Obviously don't want to disturb them too much, So yeah, I'll see if I can log in once I stop to catch my breath, which will be imminently. So just on the knot over my shoulder there, I had to drop down a little bit because the wind is starting to pick up and the clouds are coming in. So we've just dropped down now and on the way to Brock Crags. I was going to film Hazewater just over the other side there. As I say, it was getting a bit windy, so we've just dropped down a bit. Hazewater is a natural lake. Was dammed up previously to provide water to Penrith, I think. Dammed it up in about 1908, but in about 2014, I think, United Utilities took the dam away to return it to a more natural state. Back when water companies were a bit more conscientious than they are now. So yeah, weather is getting a little bit worse. I'm starting to feel the chill. Mountain weather said it get down to, it feels like, of about -9 today. So I've got the hat and the gloves. Might have to put the down jacket on soon. I'll take a bit of a detour to get here as well. Normally I'd come off at junction 36, go through Windermere and then up through Troutbeck and along the Kirkstone Pass, but the Kirkstone Pass is just being resurfaced at the moment, so I had to stay on the motorway. Come off at junction 40, down along the shore of Ullswater through Patterdale and just into Hartsop here, but there's worse places to drive through, I suppose, and it'll mean on the way back I'm staying in Grasmere, so I'll have to take a detour again, go via Dunmail Raise, I think, and probably stop off at the White Lion in Patterdale. It's a hard life. Hopefully the rain holds off, but it is looking a bit ominous over that way, as I say. So we'll try and get a jog on, see if we can break the back of it before we get too soaked. Just on rest Dodd's behind me there, stopped for a bit of lunch. True enough, the second we stopped, it started sleeting, raining, wind picked up, so we just put our butties down us and carried on walking, but it has held off now and we have just seen, as you might be able to hear, the first deer of the day. I don't know if you can see them, but just down there, group of them, and there's another load of them just there. Hopefully the camera's picking it up because they are making a racket. So this area around here is called Deer Forest. Assume that the trees there must have covered a larger area in the past, and that's a nab in front of us where we're headed. So yeah, I'll see if I can see. I'm conscious of disturbing them with the noise of the drone. It is quiet if you get it high enough up, and it can zoom in quite far, so yeah, we'll get a bit nearer, see where they are, and hopefully get a bit of drone footage of them without disturbing them too much. I don't want an angry stag running after me. It's a lot bigger and a little bit heavier. So managed to get the drone over towards the deer. I know I said I'd try not to disturb them, but I wasn't too successful in that, unfortunately. They all fled as soon as they saw it, but hopefully got an half decent shot. If I did, you'll see it on the start of the video. If it was rubbish, you won't see it, but yeah, unfortunately they all pegged it. But yeah, you gotta suffer for the art sometimes, haven't you? Attenborough doesn't see a problem with it, so hopefully it hasn't done them any long-lasting psychological damage. Just on the way up the Nab now. Key and George leading the way. and the clouds all blown off now. Great views over there to Striding Edge, Catstead Cam, Dolly Valley, Netherlands Pike, St Sunday Crag. Gorgeous, but it is freezing when you stop. But hopefully we've seen the last of the rain. So we'll do this. A lot of doubling back on ourselves today. We've got to do this and come all the way back down, and then go back up the way we came and across. So I don't know if we'll head straight back up because it is pretty steep. I try and follow that wall along the contours before we go to Brock Crags. But we'll see what the lay of the land is when we get over there. So we'll trudge up here, see if we can see any more deer. I won't put the drone near them again. Scared them enough for one day. And then yeah, begin the final leg of the walk and decide which pub we're going to go to. So I've just done the Nab over my shoulder there. 3 of 4 Wainwrights today. On to the last one now, Brock Crags, and we can still hear more deer. I thought we'd struggle, to be honest, with them being, you know, quite an elusive animal. We could hear them a lot earlier on, but I thought we'd be pressed to actually see one. They'd run away before we'd get sight of them, but we did see a lot of them before. You can hear more of them in the next valley along as well. So I think deer came to this country about 11,000 years ago. They're an important source of food and tools from the antlers, clothing from the hides for the men and women of the Mesolithic era. With a particular herd of deer that congregate around here, the oldest herd I think in England or the UK, I believe it said online. They've been around here for 300 years. And I think they're maintained by the Dalmain estate. You go past their sort of country house on the way in if you come here from junction 40, as I did today. So yeah, the Dalmain estate made a pledge to try and maintain the deer population in the area, and it seems to be working. Probably doesn't help when you've got people like me flying a drone over them. But yeah, it wasn't my intention to scare them off. Just sort of misjudged it, but hopefully got a good shot. So just trudging back over this boggy ground here, you can see it's like intersected with these black lines, which are quite sort of deep kind of trenches, really, full of black, peaty, boggy soil, which George just leaps over like a triple jumper. Me and Key traverse with all the dexterity of a sumo wrestler. I'll try and show you one when we get a bit closer. But final leg now, onto the 4th Wainwright, Brock Crags, and then back to the car. These are the bogs I mentioned just before. Looks like the aftermath of a battle. Never know whether you're going to sink to your knees or not when you're jumping here. Let's give it a go. Oh, pretty firm. Need to try and get out now. Oh, no. Oh. Survived. So rather going all the way back up Rest Dodd there to get to Brock Crags, we've decided to handrail this dry stone wall back to the top. Doesn't look too bad, as we know. Looks can be deceptive, but yeah, I think it's okay. Not sure it's a footpath, but then there wasn't really much of a path coming down there either, so we'll just handrail this, as I say, let George lead the way, and hopefully it's a bit easier on the legs. Definitely made the right call, handrail on the wall there. I've just come out on the top here. You can just see Angle Tarn there. Place fell, Beader fell. So what I've been doing recently is buying some stuff to start going wild camping. And Angle Tarn is the typical place that people recommend for your first one. So with me not having much experience, I probably won't get out and do it until the spring now. Just sort of build up my gear and camp out in the garden a few times to make sure I can put the tent up and put it away again. But yeah, I'll probably pitch up over there. I think it's quite accessible. I've seen, yeah, as I say, a lot of people doing it. So yeah, home stretch now. Just on to the last fell, and then down back to the car. Looks like it should be pretty easy going, and the weather's great. Look at the views, superb. Love this time of year when it's when the sun's shining but it's nice and cold. Colours are starting to change. You can see sort of patches of coppery, I want to say bracken, probably completely wrong there. No arborist, but yeah, just patches of orange everywhere. Lovely shadows contrasting with the shafts of light coming through the clouds there. Really enjoyed it. That's been a bit changeable. It was cold at times earlier. Definitely felt like it hit that feels like temperature of -8. But the sun's shining now, so we're happy. We're on the way back. I think we're going to pop into the White Lion in Patterdale. Looked like they had a nice big fire when I looked on the website. Whether it'll be lit or not, it's a different matter. But yeah, we'll see what we can see. And it did look like when I was coming through Patterdale, they were setting up for some kind of event just on the shores of Ullswater. I can't imagine anyone's swimming at this time of year. So maybe it was a running race or something. So we'll see if that's still going on when we get down there. Don't know, but they're very brave if they're taking a dip in Ullswater today. So we're just coming down Satora Crag here. You can see Brock Crag in the distance. Someone's beating us up it in the middle ground. I've seen quite a few ravens around here. What do you call them? A flock of ravens? Murder of crows, isn't it? I don't know what you call a group of ravens. Put it in the comments below. Anyway, seen ravens, and apparently they fight with the peregrine falcons around here because they compete for the same areas. And you'd think the falcons would rip into shreds, wouldn't you? But I think the ravens gang up on them. So it's an ongoing battle. Not seen any falcons, so assume the ravens are getting the upper hand lately. But just need to watch my step coming down here. So once we've done Brock Crags, double back on ourselves and then drop back down into the valley, into Hartsop. Well, I was going to get some lovely footage there that I'd put some music to. I've just noticed you can see my bloody shadow in the bottom corner. That probably won't make it in. Reached the summit of Brock Crags, which is the final Wainwright of the day. What a place to finish. Even better view of Angle Tarn there, and the rest speaks for itself really. Superb day. So yeah, it's a walk. I don't know, would I recommend the walk? It was good to come and see the deer, and if you're doing the Wainwrights, it's a decent way to bag 4 of them. But there was a lot of out and back retreading ground we'd already covered. So would I do it again? No, probably wouldn't do it again, to be honest. But the views are spectacular, as you can see, if you get the weather. But you can get just as good views on much better simple circular walks. The one I did up Skidder with Chris and my dad back in the summer when we did the Keswick Beer Festival. You know, that had views that were even better than this for my money. So I'd do that probably before I did this again. Still an enjoyable walk nonetheless. So on the way back now, no clear path I don't think down into the valley where we need to be, so we'll just gingerly tread our way towards the edge, see if we can find a safe way down. Is there going to be a way down here? I'm sensing no. I reckon it's going to be certain death just off the edge here. Oh no, it's not. A few sheep there, although they are better climbers than us. Yeah, try and drop down a little bit here. Watch myself, because you do have holes like this. Could easily snap your ankle, snap your knee, snap your hip. So we've just come off the side of the fell there, just working our way down this path, trying to find a break in this fence to get down there. But it doesn't seem like there's one coming. Well, hopefully it at least takes us onto the main road down there, and we can cut back on ourselves. If not, it's going to be a bit of a walk back that way. I'm sure this must lead to somewhere, hopefully. It's like the never-ending story, this descent. Just found our way into this woods where there was a load of sheep just behind us there. It's pretty ropey because there's, with it being autumn, a lot of loose leaves on the ground which are hiding loose rocks, so you're never quite sure where you're stepping, and you probably definitely should not be filming whilst you're trying to work your way down. Ooh. But I think when we're nearing the road now, I can hear cars at least. See the roofs of some barns there. Still a fair distance from the car though, I think. Back in Hartsop. I just want to be on level ground at this point, wherever it may be. As long as we're on a road, we'll find our way back. Ooh, I'll turn off before I break my neck. So this fence you can see is the one we walked past that way, went all the way down through that woods, ended up doubling back on ourselves, coming down this path now, and there were houses at the end behind us, so I'm hoping with them having cars on the drive they surely must drive up and down this road, surely please, because I'm gasping now and it's bloody hot. And there's George doing his business. Go on camera, sir. Back on tarmac. Bloody hell, that was a lot harder than it needed to be. There was the fence and there was the forest. We had to double back on ourselves. But anyway, on the way to the car now. So I'm going to head to the White Lion in Patterdale. I think it's a Theakston's pub. So pint of Old Peculiar, I think. Settle the nerves after that descent. And then there we have Hartsop Dodd. As I said at the start of the video, me and Chris did that before I started the channel. Well, we attempted it twice actually. Once in, I think there were gusts of about 80 mile an hour winds, 100 mile an hour even, I think it said in the weather report. We foolishly carried on. Got to, might just be able to see where the wall stops there, and we just had to sit down and come back down. So it was just too treacherous. But then we came back a couple of months later, successfully conquered it, came down Grey Crag, is that? Possibly, maybe not. And that was a bad descent as well, just slick grass. There's the chariot anyway. Take my jacket off, have a swig of water, then off to Patterdale. And then, as I said, I'll be onto Grasmere then. But with the Kirkstone Pass being shut, I'll have to take the scenic route, have some food before I set off. I think it'll take me about 45 minutes.